Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
ESPN Insider drops new update on Cowboys QB Dak Prescott contract talks. The Dallas Cowboys are starting an important offseason, with one of the key factors being quarterback Dak Prescott's next contract. Dallas has rolled with Prescott for the past 8 seasons, but they have a major decision to make on both his and the team's future. With just 1 year remaining on his current contract, the Cowboys are potentially at a crossroads. And while an extension feels like the likelier option, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler said on SportsCenter on February 24 that serious talks have not begun. "I was told that Dallas and Dak Prescott's reps have not had any substantial talks," Fowler said. "They have not discussed numbers. They could certainly meet at the NFL Combine next week though to at least get started to see where each side is at." Prescott is coming off one of his best seasons in the NFL. But the lack of playoff success and the costly nature of his upcoming contract makes this a franchise-defining decision. It's a difficult decision. However, Dallas has to decide what the next 3 to 5 years of their franchise will look like. Prescott could be the guy, but the Cowboys would be hitching their wagon to a player that is 2 to 5 in the playoffs. Prescott entering final year of deal. There are several reasons why extending Prescott would be beneficial. While he will require a contract that may set the QB market, Dallas can ease the financial strain his salary is currently causing. According to Spotrac, Prescott will count toward a $59.46 million cap hit in 2024. For context, that is 22.43% of the Cowboys' salary cap space in 2024. For elite QB play, it's worth allocating that kind of money, but Dallas has improvements to make to the roster. Extending Prescott would ease the cap hit this year, freeing up money to make moves. Of course, the bill will come due over the next few years, but that's not a problem if Dallas wants Dak to be the long-term QB. After a season where Prescott led the NFL in completions and touchdown passes, it seems like a no-brainer. But the Cowboys are entering a make-or-break year for head coach Mike McCarthy, which means a possible turning point in the franchise. Cowboys dealing with star QB money. While opinions differ on Prescott, the reality is that he finished as the runner-up for the 2023 MVP award. Entering the final year of his current deal while playing at a consistently high level calls for big money. Which is why SI.com's Mike Fisher recently reported that an extension isn't as simple as wanting Prescott around. They need to be able to pay him enough money to outpace the QB market. Is Dak worth the same as top-paid QBs Joe Burrow, $55 million APY, and Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert, $52 million APY? Fisher writes, "That's not really the point. This negotiation is going to be about the cost of doing star QB business, and whether Dallas chooses to do it long-term. Building an elite roster is expensive, and Dallas has a lot to account for. But as things stand, paying Prescott is their most immediate hurdle." Proposed Cowboys trade brings out-of-favor Raiders WR to Dallas. As the start of a new league year approaches, the Dallas Cowboys are being linked to a trade for a Las Vegas Raiders wide receiver. The Cowboys boast one of the top receivers in the league with CeeDee Lamb, but there's a strong chance they try to improve the group. If they do so, Blogging the Boys writer LP Cruz has suggested a move for Hunter Renfrow. The former Clemson Tiger has seemingly been demoted to a bit-part role in Vegas, but that means Dallas could get him for cheap. Renfrow hit career lows in all significant statistics after playing only 35% of the offensive snaps as a result of falling out of favor with the Raiders coaching staff, Cruz wrote on February 17. Even after Antonio Pierce took over as interim coach, nothing changed for Renfrow. Renfrow carries a $13.7 million salary for next season, but you'd have to assume the Raiders would be happy to absorb some of that price to foster a trade. The Cowboys and the Raiders have frequently worked out deals before, and the two sides agreeing wouldn't be a surprise. Buying low is risky, but Renfrow is still relatively young and has a Pro Bowl honor to his name. Getting help from the Raiders with his salary would make this suggestion an even better move. Renfrow's time with Raiders. After a decorated career at Clemson, Renfrow was drafted in the 5th round of the 2019 NFL Draft. Almost immediately, he was making an impact for Vegas with 49 catches for 605 yards and 4 touchdowns in his rookie season. Pro Football Reference shows that his best year, though, was 2021. Renfrow caught a whopping 103 passes for 1,038 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. He was named to that year's Pro Bowl and was then given a 2-year, $32.3 million extension. However, the 28-year-old's production has drastically fallen in the 2 years since. In 2022, Renfrow only played 10 games due to injury. He made 36 catches for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns. But 2023 is a different story. Renfrow was healthy, but only played 35% of Las Vegas offensive snaps. He caught 25 passes for 255 yards and did not score a touchdown. Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb speaks on Dak Prescott. If Dallas does make a move for Renfrow, it would be interesting to see how he complements CeeDee Lamb. Dallas has struggled to find a consistent number 2 to match their top receiver, who is coming off his best season yet. As he heads into the 2024 offseason, Lamb spoke on the current situation with Cowboys QB Dak Prescott. Lamb's mother posted negative comments about Prescott on social media after Dallas' playoff exit, but the receiver wants to make it known that there is no beef. "I love my dog, he knows that," Lamb said, according to the team's official website. "Doc can definitely lead us to a Super Bowl. He just also needs other leaders, and that's why I'm pointing at myself. I can help him. He's already got so much on his plate." Lamb will be entering his 5th season in the league and final year of his rookie deal with the Cowboys in 2024. Cowboys Mike McCarthy's Mike Zimmer reason for not attending NFL Draft Combine. Starting this week, scouts, analysts, coaches, front office personnel, and hundreds of hopeful future NFL stars will descend upon Indianapolis, turning the Hoosier State into the epicenter of the football world for a single week. The NFL Draft Combine offers college players the opportunity to raise their draft stock, while also giving teams an up-close and personal look at the players they'll potentially be selecting over the course of 7 rounds in the final weekend of April. Only for Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy and his new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer, the look won't necessarily be too up-close and personal. Instead, it will be through a screen at the Star, the Dallas Cowboys headquarters in Frisco, Texas. Speaking on the decision to remain in Texas with Mike Zimmer instead of flying up to Indianapolis for the week, McCarthy had this to say, per Joseph Hoyt of Lone Star Live. "Him and I will have a full week together here and cover a lot of ground with things we're working on. At the same time, we can still participate in the combine process and have direct contact through video calls and meetings, while having our coaches on the ground there as well. It's not as if Dallas won't have any presence in Indianapolis. Surely their scouts and other coaches will be doing plenty of work both down on the field at Lucas Oil Stadium, and also behind the scenes, conducting meetings with prospects throughout the week that could potentially help Dallas get over the hump and make their first Super Bowl in nearly 30 years.